Hello, welcome to Avio's Journey. My name is Anthony, and this show is about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artist grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. Today's topic: what are you missing out on? What are you not doing in your voiceover business? And what is that causing, or what is that costing you? So I think there is a price that we have to pay for success, for everything in life. I mean, there is a price. Price, of course, isn't always tied to money. There is a price of time. There's a price of effort. There's a price of mental exhaustion, mental time. There's a price for everything. Okay, and the reality is what are you not doing in order to become successful? I think, I've always tried to make sure I flip it flip that question on the head and said, what am I doing to be, or what am I doing to be successful? Always trying to make it positive. These are the things I'm doing to be successful. These are the things I need to be doing to be successful. But I think there's that question of cost, and are you paying the cost to be successful? There is a price to pay. And sometimes I've learned that many of us make the choices not to pay it. And I want to get a little, I think, just a little tough for just a minute, okay? And that is, in the end, right? If we step back, and as I get older, I think I realize this more and more. No one tells us to do anything. They don't. They tell us if we want something, we have to do something. But no one forces us to do anything, at least not here in our country. Meaning that we decide what job we're going to work. We decide when we go to bed. We decide when we get up. We decide what work we're going to do. We decide what work we're not going to do. We decide what we are going to do when we are going to do it. We do have that decision. Now, our decisions have consequences, and if you don't decide to get up and go to work, you're not going to get that paycheck, and you won't have money maybe to have a home or a place to live or food to eat. So clearly, some decisions, right, are a lot harder to not make than others. But what I'm getting at, though, is still, though, that is our decision. Where do we work? Where do we go to work? What we do, what we don't do, those are all of our decisions. And I think myself included, a lot about this channel I do, I talk to you guys, and also feel like I'm talking to myself sometimes too, right? Is that we make those decisions, right? We do. We are in full control of everything that we do. We like to say that we're not. We like to say, oh, we had to do this. There was a family thing that came up. We had to do that. Something went, I have to go do this. I have to go do that. And the reality is we are the ones deciding we have to. Not someone else, somewhere else. We are the ones deciding that. And when we tell ourselves that we don't have a choice, or we can't do this, or we can't do that, that's our decision. And the reason why I say that is because it's also our decision what we do in our voiceover business and what we don't do. It's our decision on what we do with anything, and we then choose how to frame it. We choose the cost of it. We weigh that cost, that benefit ratio, right? We might say it's better that I spend this X amount of time with my family right now than in my voiceover business, or I need to spend this amount of time working than in my voiceover business. I need to spend this amount of time, relaxing or trying to get my mental state back to normal in whatever way that is, compared, instead of working on my voiceover business. All of these things, okay, are decisions we make. Now, this is just an overall look at the truth. This is not a you should be making this decision and that decision. That's not what I'm talking about today. it's just a realization that we are in full control. Because have you ever felt in your life where you're not in control? You feel like you're not in control of things. Things are happening, and you're not in control. I mean, I think that old thing when we were young. You can't control what anyone else is doing. You can only control what you're doing. But I have to tell you, sometimes as life has gone on, it's felt a lot of times I'm not even in control of myself, and that's the trap. Right? That's a trap that a lot of us fall into. I've fallen into, I still fall into, or I feel like I'm not in control. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get that feeling. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that way. You're not in control of what you have to do. Like, you have to do stuff. You have to. And it's just an interesting exercise to stop and look like, do I really have to do this? Do I really have to do that? Like, do I really? Now, again, if I choose not to do something, there's going to be a consequence, like go to your job. You know what I mean? Things like that. But I'm just as an exercise thinking about this. And if we then kind of change that focus and think about, okay, what are we deciding to do and not to do in our business? And do we have a choice or not? Well, the answer is yes, we have a choice. We have a choice of the price we pay to make our business successful or not. We talked yesterday about, the one of my videos about the path, that's laid out in front of us, and the things that we know we have to do. I made a video this morning talking about choices, and the choices aren't hard to be successful. They're not. They're not. I mean, let me rephrase. The choices aren't hard to know, like what to do to be successful. Because if you want to be successful, if you want to be the best at this, your choices are limited, right? There's only a few that you can make in order, because you have to do X, Y, Z in order to be great. Okay? And a lot of times we get so caught up in, I'm not becoming great, or I'm not becoming successful because I don't know what to do. And like I said, there are millions of self-help books. I've made thousands of videos. We have VO Journey Academy, and there's so many other places just talking about voiceover in general. And anything in life. There's so much stuff out there. The knowledge is not the problem. The problem is the choices that we make. And that's our challenge. That's the real challenge. And it just goes back to this idea in my mind, saying, what do I have to do? What will I do? What won't I do? And it goes back to that whole self-discipline thing. And I think I'm going to make bumper stickers. Well, I'm going to make bumper stickers, but start putting it places, get a plaque or something, right? And it's about self-discipline. And it's the most succinct way, I've heard it, right? Self-discipline is knowing you're supposed to do something, not wanting to do it. Can you still make yourself do it? Right? Knowing you have to do something and you don't want to, can you still make yourself do it? That's that's life in a nutshell, and then of course the reverse, you're not there, there's something you're not supposed to do, but you want to. Can you stop yourself from doing it? All right. I know I don't want to go to Taco. I know I want to go to Taco Bell, but I shouldn't do it. Can I stop myself from going to Taco Bell? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's hard, but that's these are that self-discipline is probably one of our the biggest factors. And those questions, right? There's something you have to do. You don't want to. Can you make yourself do it? It's the price that you have to pay in order to do it. What is that price? Well, it's that uncomfortableness of making that decision, right? It's the short-term pain of having to get up and move, and after a long day of work, right? To get up and get into a booth. It's that uncomfortableness of not being able to go to bed at that moment with your spouse. It's that uncomfortableness of you're not feeling good, you're tired. It's that uncomfortableness of not knowing exactly what at that moment is the right path because it seems like nothing's working at that moment. That's uncomfortable. They're just making decisions are uncomfortable. They really are. I don't, you know what I mean? There's easy little decisions to make, but there's harder decisions to make, but making decisions are uncomfortable. On the flip side, right, there's also the pain of regret. Not making decisions, you forego that uncomfortableness, that little bit of pain for the lasting pain of regret. And, I think it boils down to which one do you want more? Which pain do you want more? Because you're going to experience it either way. Do you want the pain of having to make decisions or the pain of uncomfortableness? I mean, of regret, right? I mean, I'm pretty deep. This is pretty deep today on a Friday, but I think it's important to look at how is your self-discipline going, and are you paying the price, right? And that price is the pain of either making decisions or the pain of regret. Which one do you want? And one is short term, one is long term, right? I mean, the pain of making a decision is short term. The pain of regret can be forever. So I think to wrap it all up, if you look at what we are trying to accomplish, right? There are a set of tasks of daily things that you do. Even if you boil it simply down to, getting my audio right and auditioning, getting my acting training and auditioning and auditioning and auditioning, building my brand and auditioning and auditioning. These are decisions that you have to make that you're either going to do or you're not going to do. You know you need to do them. You don't want to. Can you make yourself do it? That is the question. And that is the price you have to pay to be successful. Because just like I said earlier, to be successful, there's not a lot of options. I mean, if you truly want to be great at this, there's not a lot of options. Right? There are just there's the path, there's what you have to do, and you got to do it. So I hope this is maybe a little wake up call, a little tough love this morning, today on Friday. You've got to do what you have to do. You have to make that decision, make uncomfortable decisions. All right. So either live with that short term pain or live with regret forever. It's kind of deep. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great Saturday, and I will talk to you soon. Oh, don't forget, talking about decision, this St. Patrick's Day coming up on Monday. Make a good decision about, getting with a community, a place where you can learn and grow your voiceover business. We've got a great deal going on, so make sure you check that out at VOsJourney.com. Okay, and the price is going to be going back up after this weekend. So it's just $10 now to try us out for the first month, but it's going to be going back up after this, after St. Patrick's Day is over. So you only have a couple of days to take advantage of that for the first month. Okay, so try us out. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great Friday. Make the uncomfortable decisions. It'll be better. All right, bye everybody.